Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shadow and Welcome to Shadow and Sun. Today,
we're
doing things.
We've got 7 tips for miniature painting. Maybe some things you already know, but hopefully you'll learn a couple of new tricks, new tips.
We're starting with
magnifiers.
Yes, that's what we're doing. Magnifiers are they are things that are used to make seeing better. Glasses are a common example. There's also things like this, which are, sure, I guess. You wear them like this, and then you wear them, or you do this, and then it does magnifying thing. And, yeah. Do I just wear this?
Take them off.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's what magnifiers are.
These ones have built-in lights.
Oh yeah.
The batteries are dead at the moment.
Have any batteries?
Yeah, I took the batteries out for one of our other videos. They have built-in lights in case you need. Yeah, the other lights video. In case you need a little extra.
Lights.
In case you need a little bit more
Zoom.
light on what you're working on. These are about $5. They're a pretty good deal. There are other more expensive sets of optics that you can get, but if you're beginning, this is what I would recommend. The ones the little guy's wearing, and you've seen him wear in previous videos, they're about $2, I think, at the 99-cent store. And they don't have as much magnification, but these will help out a lot. I use the ones he was wearing more often than I use these. These make me a little sweaty after a while, and they're just not as comfortable and what have you. But when you really need a boost, you're working on something really tiny, you are working on miniatures, so no matter how good you think your eyes are, you can't go wrong with getting yourself.
What if you have 43/20 eyesight? Or your head's a camera, and you can just zoom in.
I have no idea what you would do with those situations. I've never been that lucky. I've always had a little bit of eye trouble, but I've been painting since I was his age, so I'm sure that's part of it.
And you were using toothpicks?
And I was using toothpicks and needles to paint with back in the old days. Next is cheap brushes versus expensive brushes. Unless you've got an unlimited budget, I recommend starting to learn with cheap brushes. And by cheap brushes, I don't mean these. While I will use this brush from time to time, I usually use it for just mixing paint or doing a rough dry brush kind of thing, to get some sort of weather streaking. But these polyester brushes are the bottom of the barrel. If you've got these in your collection, make a step up. This set right here I picked up for 99 cents. I haven't opened them yet because I just got them for the video and to show that they do seem to have some nice straight edge brushes and a couple other brushes. I don't know that I would really use these for miniatures, definitely for terrain, but you don't have to start with the bottom of the barrel. You can actually move up and get these. Or you can go and get a set of assorted brushes like this set here. I picked up for about $7.
Almost never use those
I've never used these brushes also. I got these during the height of the troubled times we're going through, and this is all they had, and I was desperate for brushes, and then I realized that they had only one brush that was miniature quality, and I just abruptly put these to the side for some sort of later purpose. But there's other sets of brushes like this where you get a lot of brushes for a decent price. You're not paying $20 a brush. I'll never recommend spending $20 on a single brush. I will, however, where is that other brush? You can get a nicer brush for about $3, maybe 4 or 5, depending on the time of the year and where you go. It's a spotter. It's a 5-0. I actually normally go with 10 zeros, but it's still a good brush. If I've had this for 6 months and I use it almost every day, so you don't have to, like I said, go with the $20 brushes. Okay, I can't do that without my glasses. Okay, there we go. I've also showed these off before. These are 000s. These are the best brushes for miniature painting detail I've ever seen. They have the tiniest brush, similar to the needles I used to use in the old days. And mind you, that was 40 years ago. I got these in a pack of 5 for about $5 on eBay. They're still there. They still sell them. They're under fingernail detail brushes. And I'm pretty sure they're from China, but if you take care of them, which we'll go over later, they will last you a good long time, doing the tiniest of details. I know a lot of better painters, I'll say, use larger brushes and can still get great effects, but this is for beginners. If you're a beginner, try grabbing some of these. They'll make you feel like a pro, because you're not going to make huge mistakes, because the bigger the brush, the bigger the mistake. And just to show you, this brush is 40 years old. I got it with a Heritage Paint Play set that I still have. I still treasure it because it's Heritage miniatures and those are the best. But this brush is 40 years old. I still use it for dry brushing all the time. If you take care of your brushes, they'll take care of you.
Wait, what? That doesn't make sense.
They'll take care of your work.
Yeah, but that's not you. You are.
Now we're going to go on to wet brushing.
Yeah.
Your mistakes.
Excuse me.
The little guy's going to paint. Grab your black brush.
Wait.
It's under there somewhere.
No.
And keep the brown one handy. He's just going to paint a small part of this miniature, that being the horn at his side. Got a little desert yellow from Army Painter.
I think that's a bit too much.
Oh, I know. And he's going to paint, but he's going to make a mistake on purpose.
Oh no, I have done the mistake. That is a mistake.
Do you want to get the mistake now, or do you want to try and wait?
What do you mean by wait?
Well, if you wait, the mistake is going to dry and it's going to be harder to remove.
Okay, then
So put this brush down, and make sure you have your paper towel handy.
Water has been got.
You take the water, take the wet brush, and you add water to the paint that was the mistake. And then you suck it up with the paintbrush.
Am I doing it correctly?
Okay. Add a little bit more water. Now dry off the brush, and now suck up what you put on the miniature. You need to add more water.
Why am I doing it? Wait. No, I'll just do this.
And slurp up the excess paint that you don't want until it disappears. Keep adding water if you need to.
Okay, yeah, that actually does.
Can't tell if you've gotten rid of the mistake.
I have. I had made a mistake, a genuine mistake, while making the fake mistake. Because the actual the fake mistake
Led to a real mistake.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh yes. Believe? Well, there's still some here that I.
Get rid of.
Yeah.
This will save you the effort of having to try to paint over the mistake. If you get to it fast, and you have your wet brush and your mistake brush and a paper towel and some clean water, you can get rid of it fast and it won't be a mistake anymore.
Because it doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. In the old days, most people would just paint over their mistakes. But if you do this and you prepare for this, you won't have to do that. And sometimes those mistakes that you paint over are still kind of visible, depending on your skill level and how much paint you use to cover up the old mistake. Now you don't have to cover it up because it doesn't exist.
Why do you need to cover something if it doesn't exist?
Well, you don't have to cover it up because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, now...
And why did you put so much paint if you know I didn't need this much paint?
Now, we're going to go over cleaning your brushes. There's a couple of things. A lot of people will do this. Don't ever do this. Clean your brush. Don't rub it against the bottom. You're going to be tempted to, but just do this. Keep checking it. Dry it off. Do not leave your paintbrushes in the water or you'll end up with a very expensive dry brushing brush. They'll flower at the end like this and lose their point, and you'll end up making another trip to the store to get a better brush. Also, when storing your brushes, I know millions of people store them like this. This technically is not the best way to store them. There are paintbrush holders that will hold your paintbrushes like this. If you can find one, let me know, because I've been looking for a long time for a professional paintbrush holder. It usually looks like a coil of wire, and you stick the brushes in it, and they hang upside down. You can also make one if you're, a little more creative than I. If you can't do that,
Can you take some like a Pringles lid or something and
drill
cut holes
holes.
in it?
Yeah, I've seen people do that, but you need a good drill that has, patience, which I don't have. If you can't do any of the above, store them like this. It's better than storing them like this, because this will eventually ruin your brushes. Just store them like that. And while I am guilty of all of these things, even at this moment I have paintbrushes sitting in a cup like this, but they're brushes I don't plan on actually using.
Well, then why do you have...
Because I have yet to get around to making a proper brush holder. Probably try to do that this weekend.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I probably should.
Something that
But
you should really...
I'm not perfect, and I can learn from my mistakes. I hope you guys can learn from this video. And in the meantime, keep your brushes in the right position until you can make your own stand. If you make a stand, want to show it off to me, give me some cheap ideas, that'd be great. I have a couple rolled around in my head. But for the moment, I'm storing them like this. Mold lines.
Yes, filing. You haven't said something about filing yet.
No, that's your thing.
Oh yeah, filing. Use files, but don't use these files. These files bad.
Yes, those are terrible files.
Cardboard. Yes, cardboard file bad. Metal file good. Now these, as you can tell, they have a rip in them on both sides, so they are no longer good. Also, they're smooth in some areas. That's something you can't really see, but I mean you kind of can. But yeah, and these, they're metal, so they aren't going to get smooth extremely easy. Also, when filing mold lines down, you want to make sure that they don't exist anymore, because if you think that they're done, then you should probably just do a little more, or a lot more technically. Yeah?
Yeah, when you think you're done, you're not done. Get yourself a set of metal files. They'll last you a lifetime. I've had those files for my whole life, and they belonged to my dad before then.
Oh.
If you can find a cheap set or even a decent set, grab them. Don't hesitate. Don't buy the emery boards. You'll be tempted to use them, but you're just going to throw those away. A set of metal files, you could, I'm going to give to this guy when I'm done painting, and he'll have them. That'll be 3 generations for like $5.
Yes.
A lot of hobby stores and a lot of places like Harbor Freight, you can get a set just like that, maybe a little bit smaller, maybe more files. They're worth their weight in gold. You'll never...
Are you 100% sure about that? Because how much do these weigh? Like,
Not a lot.
like what? Like 2 ounces?
No, that's not even an ounce.
Yeah, like 0.5 ounces. So 0.5 ounces is gold.
No, not even. They're grams.
What?
That's like a gram, maybe 2-3 grams. But yeah, they're worth their weight in gold. You'll use
So
them
2 or 3 grams.
It's an expression, smart guy.
That's. I mean, how many grams of gold is that? Well, like 20, like what, $100? Maybe 50?
I don't know. I wouldn't trade those for another set of files. I'll tell you that.
Why?
Because they were my dad's,
Well,
and that makes them special, and they'll make them special for you if you hand them off to your little guys, like I plan on doing.
yeah.
Next, paints, mixing, mix. Constantly mix your paints. Come up with new colors. Experiment every day. Try something new. Never think you need to go out and buy, 100 different paints. You could have a paint set of only 5 colors, and that would be enough to last and do anything you need to make, any color. If you've got your primary colors, black and white, you can pretty much mix anything except the metallics. Of course, you're going to want to buy the metallics because I don't know how to mix those.
I'm pretty sure it's actually quite difficult to mix metallics, other than maybe mixing them with the silver. That might get something.
Yeah, you might be able to get gold out of adding silver and yellow, but...
And probably maybe some orange, because it's not 100% that. But yeah, so
and our
practice.
Yes.
Practicing is good.
Our last tip
That's
is
what you should
practice. Paint every day if you can, an hour a day if that's all you've got. Never stop painting. Paint every day.
But what if you're trapped in the forest and you don't have any paints, or
Then
you're
you find berries. You find berries in a twig, and you start painting cave paintings.
That's not really. I mean, if you're in the middle of a forest, that isn't the
Okay,
most
then you paint on the trees or paint on the rocks.
But that is not the most productive use of it. If you're trapped in a forest.
If you're trapped in a forest, you've got bigger concerns than painting, obviously.
I know.
So finally, just practice every day, guys. Practice. I can't say it enough. The more you practice, the better you get. Just like everything in life, the more you practice, the better you get.
Yeah, practice good.
You can never practice too much. Literally, never practice too much. Right?
But what if you have magic and you can just turn anything any color?
Then you go on the road and, become famous for it. And that's it for tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed our little goof-off session here. Leave a comment if you think of anything we missed. We will be doing more of these videos. And we will see you Thursday for our craft video.
Yes,
Please like and
Thursdays are
subscribe.
crafts.
Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a great week, everybody.
Yes.
Bye.